Hey everyone, Glenn here again from Gearfacts, and today I've got this instrument. Usually I'm reviewing electronic things and guitar pedals, things like that, but today it's the humble recorder. If you've heard one of these before, you may have thought to yourself, oh, that's a nasty sound that it makes. You may have even thought to yourself, how can we find the person who invented this and see that they're brought to justice? Well, you can put both of those questions behind you now, because what I'm going to do today is show you some techniques on the recorder that can actually make it into an instrument that's not only bearable, but actually quite pleasant. As you know from my previous videos, I am definitely not a musician, but if I remember correctly from my training at primary school, left hand at the top, right hand goes down and your pinky settles nicely on this angled hole right at the bottom. And you end up with music that sounds like this, which is pretty piercing and awful, especially when you've got a whole lot of recorders doing it together in the one room. Ooh. But let's have a little bit of a look and a think beyond what they teach you in school. This is a wind instrument, and there are many ways that we can blow air, so let's try a few different things. For example, instead of just going straight into the recorder, I could try going something like that. Still sounds pretty harsh, but this is the beginning of new ideas, new ways to use old instruments. My second idea is realizing that we can still use sound in our throat even though we're blowing with our mouth. I could hum a harmony to any tune I'm playing on the recorder. Do, 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 do. So in addition to not being a good musician, I'm also not a good singer, but you might be, and you might be able to create nice bass notes underneath this very trebly instrument, or maybe if you're a soprano singer or just somebody with a crazy voice, you could create all kinds of harmonies closer in scale to... My third idea is just talking to the recorder as you're playing it. But what do you say to the recorder? Well, I'm just going to count in a bit of a beat and just see what emerges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ran out of breath severely at the end there, and it was a stupid idea. But it was an idea, and that's what's important. The next idea I've got, number 4, is one that your music teacher will probably not approve of, and that is using the recorder as a percussion instrument as well as a woodwind instrument. Let's hear how that sounds. Here's my drumstick, a Sharpie. You'd be amazed how hard it is to coordinate your breath and the movements of your hand. That one's going to take a lot of practice, so that stupidity that you just saw could evolve into something that's actually quite good.
Maybe.
The final trick I've got to show you before we move on to intervention with electronics is the rolling of the fingers on and off the notes. Just watch my thumb as I play this next little bit. So I got more of an oriental sort of feel to the music there. And just as one last little note, you can add a bit more flavour to the melodies that you're playing just by doing some nice fast little chops on your fingers before you change your notes, or in between notes. That is a simple trick that can make things seem a lot more lively. Okay, for this next section I'm going to be playing way back out of the way of the camera because I want to introduce you to my little friend here, the Zoom 7010 multi-effects amplifier. You can buy all sorts of amplifiers that have effects in them, and these can really bring out interesting things in your playing of any instrument, even the recorder. So yeah, it's all sounding pretty rough, but again, we're just talking about ideas here. And for the last little bit, my friends, I'm going to improvise a tune for you, and I'm sure it's going to sound lovely. Tune out right now. Thanks for watching Gearfacts.